Hello Skylar, my name is Sarah and I am going to teach you a little bit about DJing today. I also am a DJ and I'm super proud of you that you've decided you want to learn. So I'm going to give you a couple tips, okay? So I know you have a controller and I know you use Serato. I've seen your controller, it's very cool. There's a lot you can do with it. Mine is a bit more complicated, I'll show you. Mine has a lot more buttons and channels and stuff, which I use pretty much all of them. There's a lot of cool things you can do, but yours is still super awesome too. And so what you just have to imagine is that, because yours has these two channels, right? These are called channels. So yours has the two channels. Yours has a crossfader as well. Okay. Yours has the jog wheels on the one side and the other side. Mine just has two extra knobs here, so don't worry about these ones on the outside. You just worry about these two. Okay. I won't show you too much on my controller anyways. I'm mostly going to show you Serato and some cool things about Serato. So one thing you should know is that I am really big on cue points. I use my cue points a lot. So if you've been playing around with your controller and Serato, you probably have seen these arrows, right? These little arrows, and they can be different colors. That one's blue, red, yellow, green. So what I'm using is this. This is my pad. You have a pad like this. I think it has 3 or 4, and that sets cue points for yourself, right? So I'm hitting these buttons and I'm jumping around on my cue points. You can do the same on the other side. Different ones, right? Okay. Now, before I get too much further here, I'm just going to point out, when I saw the picture that your dad posted about that you were first DJing, I noticed you like to use the vertical setting, or that's what you were practicing on, that's what you were learning on. The vertical setting is cool. Lots of people use it. But I prefer the horizontal. I'll tell you why. So I don't just use this horizontal. I prefer the extended horizontal. And I use extended because then I can see the whole beat, right? And when you see the whole beat, you just get a better idea of what's going on in the song, okay? And these cue points here are all landing right on different drums or different parts where the beat is on the one. So I'll explain that a bit further, but I'll also point out here, you've seen these numbers. I'm sure maybe somebody's explained this to you, but I'll explain it just in case. Those numbers are the BPM, okay, so the beats per minute, and that is probably one of the most important parts about DJing is knowing how to use your beats per minute, how they work with the songs, okay? So see how these two are 2 different beats per minute, okay? I would take the pitch here, this is the pitch, and I use that and I move it up and down, okay? So this one is at 141 and this one I just moved to 140, so I'm going to move the other one also to 140, okay? And I'm using the pitch to do that. There's another little trick you can use, okay? Oh, it's very close. Okay, so another trick you can use, and this is something that you should not be afraid to use because some DJs say that it's not real DJing, but honestly, that makes 0 sense. If you're using Serato, you're using the technology. It doesn't matter anyways. You're not necessarily beat matching the way you would if you were only using vinyl, right? It says the BPM right here. Okay, so don't be afraid to use your sync button. Try it out. All it does is make these 2 numbers the same, okay? I would sync my tracks up before I mix them. I don't do it in the middle of mixing, but that still wouldn't mix your track for you. It takes a lot more skill than hitting a button to make DJing easy. So yeah, so what I would say is pretend, you know, this song, this one is all the way up here. If you were to hit I'm sure you have one, touch the sync button, and it syncs them up. Now they're both the same. Now the thing that's cool about this is why I like it, why I think it's cool, is because when you move the BPM, if you make the song slower, okay, or you make it faster, then they both stay in the same BPM. So you can slow a track down and another track at the same time. this just frees up. That doesn't really make sense. It makes you more free to do other cool tricks and things like that. Okay, and especially at your level where you're learning, there is no shame in using the sync button. Now I should also mention, see that little musical note there? If you don't press that, if you don't have that on, you just see. If you don't have that on, when you move the pitch thing like this, when you move it up and down, if you don't have that musical note on, it's called a key lock. So what it does is it locks it so that the song is stretched without sounding weird. It'll be slower or faster, but it'll stay in the same key. So it's important that you have that on, unless you purposefully wanted it to sound like Chipmunks or something like that, which I doubt you do, or maybe you do. Okay, so what I would maybe show you first is, oh yeah, and you can even see like this song on the left, this Understand Why song, it's a little bit faster than this song, Runaway. Okay, and the reason I can tell, oh man, it's so hard to see. See how it says right there, it says -2.6, so that just shows me that this song's a little bit slower. Okay, and then if I have this one at 0, that's exactly what the normal BPM of that song is. But we want them to match up. We want them to be the same so that it mixes well. Okay, so let's just count for a second. I'm going to show you how to count with your beat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can actually see where I actually already have a cue point there on the first drum. Okay, you notice when you're counting, all the drums that hit on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see all these little, these are drum hits, okay? They all land when you're counting. So you count in eighths, that's how you find where the drum is supposed to be, the first drum. I wish I could have a better way to explain that to you, okay? So what I would suggest is practicing right now, practicing with your cue points, finding where the drums are, and setting your cue points. So say I take away, let's take away this blue cue point. I don't know what you do on yours, but I have to hit shift and hit that button and it takes away. And look, it's not lit up anymore, okay? So we're going to set that blue cue point to that spot, and we're going to count again. I'm going to show you how we found the right spot to do that, okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. See, I want the one. I want the cue point to be on the 1, not on the 8. Okay, so I just paused it. Okay. Pause. And then if you wanted to like move it around while it's paused so that it's, you know, I have mine set on vinyl sound, so if I wanted that off I could still move it without the same sort of scratchy, but I like the sound of vinyl. Okay, so what I would do, since I found the head of that drum, is I would add a cue point to it. Boom. I added a blue cue point. So use these cue points to kind of decide like where you want to mix the track in and out of. Usually if I have it at the beginning here, then that's what I would mix it into the last track. We're going to mix this song up here. We're going to mix it into this song. So let's say this song is playing Runaway. I have Understand Why. I have it set on the first cue point right here, the red one. That's where I know I want to mix out of. And I'm actually going to hit the play button to start it. See, I'm not actually, there's not really actually much running for drums right now. But I still knew that that's where it should go in and where it's going to blend the best. Here, this actually, let's mix into Runaway. That will be an in my opinion, an even better one to do. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. This will be a better one, because then you can actually hear the drums when it's mixing in. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to pause this track on the right. Okay, so it's stopped. I'm going to bring it back to its cue point at number 1, or the red one that I have, okay? I'm going to turn it up a little bit, and I'm going to, well, I don't even have to turn it up yet. You can start mixing it before you turn it up. See where that yellow one was? And I just started it the same time as the drums are going, and then I can bring it up louder. See, you can hear the drums from both songs, but they're lining up just fine. I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm gonna quickly do the same thing I just did, but I'm gonna show you what my hands look like when I'm actually DJing, okay? So let's bring this song back over here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go make sure I'm on my starting cue point, but it's paused, okay? It's paused. And I'm watching for when it gets to that yellow part, which is about to happen, okay? I just hit play. And now I'm kind of adjusting the wheel a little bit too to make sure that it's on the right. And then I'm bringing the crossfader up. Sorry, that should be more. Okay, so this also shows a couple ways you can use the crossfader. I always keep it in the middle and only mix with my channels. Okay. But you can also mix using that way and that way, which is very common, especially when you're first learning. Makes more sense for me to use the channels because I use 4. So sometimes I'll need one up here, one down like that, and up like that. You know, so that's why I choose to use my channels to do more of my fading in and out from one side to the other and whatnot. You might find it easier to just start just because this song is on this side. It makes more sense to have it that way. This song is on this side. Here, why don't I just quickly show you that mix one more time with only using the crossfader. Okay, so now I have both channels up, but because it's on this side, it's only going to play this side. Okay. I still need to bring See, now as I move it over, you're going to start hearing it more. See? So those were 2 completely different ways. You might like the crossfader way better for the beginning. It might make more sense to you. I personally started like that, and I just brought the song up this way and then would bring that one down like that. That's what I did. But you can totally just have them both up and go between there if you want. Alright, well that's just the start anyways, and you know, if you're learning and you have any questions or you want to show me a video, send me a video of maybe what you have learned so far and you want me to know what you do know, then yeah, just ask any questions and send any videos and I'll try and help as much as I can. I hope what I did show you helped. I don't do this very often. I've never done a video tutorial before, so I've taught lots of people, but never in this fashion. So I hope it made sense, and I hope you guys are well. Take care.